Hello everyone and welcome back to a short EP review. In this video I'm going to review the split of Moeror, Human Serpent and Kvadrat. This is a brand new three-way split that is released by three pretty modern and somewhat significant black metal bands in the Greek scene, going for a more modern approach on third wave black metal music with solid productions and ideas being put to them. So this release happening is certainly something quite special. However, this is a split that is not really that much made for just the music purposes. There is more of a cause and a good cause behind this release, because all of the profits that are going to be gathered from this release are going to be donated for the support of animals that have been affected during the recent wildfires that have happened in Greece. So for those who are not in Greece or who haven't heard the news, this was such a devastating year when it comes to wildfires. It was possibly the most catastrophic year for wildfires in Greece in recent memory. There were so many forests being burned down, so many different animals losing their lives. It was just a completely sad and devastating situation that was handled extremely poorly. And it's actually still been going on in some places, it's not completely gone. There are still some places still suffering by the wildfires. This is still affecting Greece. It is something that has affected Greece for multiple years, but this one was just really out of hand, and I'm just obviously afraid that the consequences out of all of that are going to be pretty severe in the future. So yeah, it is understandable that this project exists and why this collaboration and split happened. It's just kinda sad that the bands actually ended up making a release together under those circumstances, but hey, I understand. It's for a good cause. So with that being said, you can obviously tell that there was not that much of a focus in the music in particular, and in some cases you can tell that this was somewhat rushed when it comes to the music, but it wasn't the main focus. But other than that, when it comes to the music, I wouldn't really say that I have an issue with any of the tracks or the ideas that are presented here. The main issue with me comes with the way this whole EP is handled, because some of the lengths and some of the directions just feel kinda bizarre and a bit off-putting. Here's the thing, Moeror's side covers almost half of the EP's length, so the rest second half is just the other two bands, where it doesn't really leave them with that much space, but we're gonna get to that. So when it comes to Moeror, it was the one band that I didn't really know beforehand, and I believe that Moeror actually contains members of Human Serpent. I might actually be wrong on that information, but when it comes to the Moeror side, I think that it's the best in terms of execution. The very first track, Deep Vanity, The Pulses of Emptiness, is definitely my favorite moment out of this project. It is a really solid black metal song that has some really nice and well-crafted riffs to it, and it definitely feels like a well put together and fleshed out black metal song with solid performances and production, which then leads to the second song, which is kind of the same length, going for 4 minutes, but this is a dark ambient song that has a few kinda nice electronics here and there, and also some drone guitars, but other than that, it just feels kinda off that you would have a lengthy interlude that would take such big portion on such a short EP, and it would be just this sort of background noise, which serves as a pretty okay song, but definitely not what I expected. And then comes the Human Serpent side, which for me was underwhelming. This side is just 3 minutes long. That's it. The Human Serpent side is just 3 minutes. It's 2 tracks and it's only 3 minutes. The very first one, Nature's Shroud Against Humanity, feels like a really good idea. It feels like it's going to lead into something nice. But then you're getting hyped the way it builds up, and then the track just ends. It's just 1 minute long. This feels more like a snippet of a song rather than, a full-fleshed idea. And then the next one, Shards of the Fall, is almost 2 minutes, and it's basically just this classical piano song that it just feels really off-putting. It's a track that doesn't really make sense. Just having another interlude in a very short track listing, it felt really unnecessary, and I wasn't really even feeling this song. Finally, Kvadrat's side has only one song, and it's called Απομόνωση. And this track, like if you've heard the previous EP that Kvadrat did their debut, which in my opinion was a pretty solid debut, it's basically more of the same. I don't think that it really presents something more. Even in terms of the structure, it feels somewhat identical at parts, but the track is certainly well performed and well produced. It is a solid black metal song. So yeah, if you're basically looking for strong musical outputs, you're not gonna really find this with this release. I don't think that it nicely represents what the bands are actually capable of, especially when it comes to the Human Serpent side, which was extremely short. But like I said, this release is made more for the good cause and the concept behind it, and I'm gonna provide all of the 3 links of the bands in case you want to support this release. And other than that, even if it's not their strongest work, I still think that you can find some pretty decent material over here in terms of musical outputs. I'm gonna give this 3-way split a 6+ out of 10. What's your opinion on this EP? Like it, dislike it, why, and what do you want me to review next time? Let me know down in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.